I'm Dan from Mr. Baits and we're here today at one of my local club waters, a little estate lake, to try and nick a quick bite. I've been doing a little bit of pre-baiting up here over the last week, so to stand us in good stead of catching one of these elusive carp. There's not many in here at all. Estimated at around 10 carp, up to about 28, 29 pounds. We've seen a couple in the margins near a spot I have been feeding, so it's looking quite good. I'm going to get the rods out, have a little chat, and then I'll talk you through the tactics of what bait I'm using and how I'm going to approach this today. So I've been fishing this club ticket for about 2 years now. There's a few venues on it, including areas of the River Severn and the River Team. Fish mainly the bottom pool. I fish quite a lot. Concentrated most of my fishing on the club ticket down there. For the last 2 years, I've had quite a few of the 20s now, which is pretty good going, as it's not the easiest of venues. But this really intrigues me, this pool. There was whispers of an odd big carp in here, but no one had ever really seen it. So I spent a little bit of time in the summer mooching around, and there's about 7 fish I saw in different areas. So I know there's a couple in here. I've only really fished it once, put a small pocket of bait in the reeds, fished it and lost one, unfortunately. Clambered in after it and the rig was just stuck in the reeds, so that was gutting. So I decided basically that I would do a bit of pre-baiting up here for this session. Been up here for the last week, just a few pockets of bait. They seem to turn off very easily with large amounts of bait. So I've been putting in the marine zest, the Atlantic crab and the Atlantic crab pellet. Not too much pellet because there is bream in here. There's not so many bream in the bottom pool, so you can kind of fish how you want, but this venue has a lot of silvers in. It's a match club really, but the carp have grown to substantial sizes. There's probably 10 20s in the bottom pool now. Rumours of a 22 coming out of here only 2 weeks ago. And I think I've seen something bigger, close to the 30 mark, but I'm not 100% sure. We're just kind of gauging off a sight at a distance. So yeah, small pockets of bait. I've gone with a Ronnie rig over the top of the one. I would prefer to be working the wafters, but unfortunately the bream tend to get to the bottom a bit quicker, and the Ronnie, they can't seem to deal with that as well. So trying to pick out the carp, not easy when there's only approximately 7 to 10 in here, but we've got a good chance, so fingers crossed for a bite. So for my left hand rod, I've actually gone with a pink Atlantic crab pop-up. This time of year I do tend to move away from the brighter colours and go for match the hatch, but they do like a pink pop-up in the lower pool, and I'm guessing they might like the pink pop-up in here. So I've got one match the hatch 15mm Atlantic crab pop-up on there, and also dosed up with the power spray. On my other rod I've gone with the match the hatch. As it does me well at this time of year. I think they seem to go off with the colours a bit more and get a bit more shady, so something that looks exactly like the boiler you're feeding seems to do well for me on this venue. So we've gone with that, both on Ronnie rigs to try and avoid the bream, as I said, and both dosed in the power spray. So the sun's just popping up over the trees now. Hopefully the carp are going to get mooching in the margins as they do on these venues. So I'm hopeful for a bite. We'll see what happens. I've also got a little trick. I've been feeding the bottom pool just a little bit of bait as well. So if we don't have any luck on here, we might nip down there for the last hour and see if we can't nick a bite down there. So the options are there. The sun's coming up. I'm quite confident at a bite, even though I haven't caught fish from this venue before. But, you know, fingers crossed, I've done all I can. So hopefully there's one on the cards. So after seeing no signs at all of fish today, other than one show this morning, multiple laps of the lake, probably up to 12. There just seems to be nothing. The lake is absolutely dead. I'm still quietly confident in what we're doing. If we're going to get a bite, we're in the right spots. But as we go off into dark, if I really feel like it might not happen, plan B, and we'll move down to the bottom lake and see if we can nick a bite there. But we've still got about an hour just to sit on our fingers and hope that we get a bite. But it's one of them, it's fishing. So we've given it as long as we can really here. I'm gutted not to have had any action, but the last hour of light, we're going to go and fish the bottom pool, another little pre-baited spot I've got. Fingers crossed we can just get one for the cameras down there. So we've just arrived in the little pre-baited swim on the lower lake. Going to put the same rigs, same pop-ups out, give them a little boost with a power spray. A couple of guys around the corner have been here since 7 o'clock this morning. They've just had in quick succession a couple of bites, so I'm hopeful of a bite, but you never know. We will see what happens, but let's power these up and get them on the money. So as the light's quickly fading, it looks like, unfortunately, today's been a blank. Happens to the best of us, and as I said, I've been lucky enough to catch most of the decent fish out of here. But I will be back tomorrow. If it is a blank, I will try again. I'll brush myself off, and away we go, and hopefully bag 1 or 2 tomorrow. So fingers crossed. Well, eventually it's come right. It's taken me a couple of sessions, but I've got amongst these elusive few fish that are in here, and I've managed to land one. Not only that, it's a new PB mirror at bang on £30. So look at this creature. Oh, yes, mate. Thank you very much. Absolutely chuffed with that. And I will be back for some more.